Hi everyone. I thought I would run through how I use a panel on an Admiral Grace. I know there's been a couple of questions about it and people thinking of doing it. This is an example of one that I did with a Fabric by Lindsay Rose panel, the 00 bill that I'd been saving for quite some time. What I do have that I'm cutting out today is this gorgeous panel from Fizzgig. It's a child panel on woven, and I think it's going to be absolutely glorious as the centre panel on an Admiral Grace. So I will pop this up. So obviously I will be trimming down the cockatoo. One of the things to remember is the seam allowance. So on this it's 1 centimetre, so it's going to be about there. So when I'm placing the top, I want to make sure that I'm not cutting the cockatoo's head off. So I fold it back just a little, just roughly place it there. The next thing I like to do with panels is fold them in half, because that really helps sort of when you're placing them. So with the cockatoo, I kind of like to have the head quite centered, because that will have it sort of sitting in the same spot here. You don't want to go too far down and have the awesomeness of the panel sitting at the base of the bag. So I've got that there, and then I can fold it back the other way and just make sure that I'm getting all the really nice feather detail in. Then I want to make sure that it's on grain. This panel has a bit of selvage, but what I usually do is I actually look at the fabric itself, and I can see I'm slightly off. And this is where I usually grab some pattern weights. And then the last thing to remember when doing directional prints and panels like this is you need to add some seam allowance here, because it won't be on the fold. You'll be sewing down. Well, I have, this is my grading ruler from TAFE. It's quite good, but the plastic's a little bit thin, and you can see where I've actually nicked it with a rotary cutter before. So I've got this really awesome quilting ruler that's metric that I found along the way. So I can actually just pop that on the base, and that gives me that extra 1 centimetre that I need for seam allowance to cut along, and then I can cut the piece out as I normally would. So that is how I do panels, and I think it's sort of the easiest way to make sure that you're getting it sitting nicely. And yeah, I love the big size of the Fizzgig panels. It's going to look glorious. I just need to work out what leather I'm putting with it. So I might cut that out, and then I can show you exactly what it looks like. And I'll see my bad habits when it comes to using a rotary cutter. Try not to knock the camera on this one. Hopefully my blade isn't too blunt. I've missed a bit there. So that is my gorgeous panel. I'm going to post that up, so hopefully if anyone's thinking of doing a panel on the Admiral Grace, that will help you with a few tips and tricks, and I can't wait to see what people create.